Populism has been growing in momentum around the world. First with the UK's Brexit vote, then with the election of Donald Trump in the United States, and now with Marine Le Pen in France rising to the top of political sentiment. Only weeks away from the general election in France, let's look at Marine Le Pen's policies and the rising wave of populism engulfing France. Immigration and security have been a huge concern for the French people. Launching her bid for the presidency in front of a 3,000-strong rally in Lyon in February, she laid out her plan to pull France out of the euro, tax foreign workers, impose trade barriers, and halt unrestricted immigration to the country. In her speech, she evoked an ideological battle against the barbarism of radical Islam. She made it clear that anti-immigration policy would remain at the core of her agenda for the upcoming election. Her promises include a special tax on foreign workers, slashing migration to the country by 80%, limiting it to 10,000 people a year, making it much harder to become a French citizen, and stopping undocumented migrants from applying for citizenship. Also integral to her policy on immigration is taking France out of the Schengen area, which is the European Union's border-free zone, and reinstating tough border controls. For the economy, Le Pen's policies are a little more vague. She has said that France should introduce a policy of intelligent protectionism, including taxes on hiring foreign workers and on imports. She also wants to increase the spending power of the poorest through a new allowance. However, this is also vague. What she does do certainly is echo Donald Trump's policy of America first. And Le Pen believes that these economic policies would do just that. Put France first. Marine Le Pen has said that globalist economic policies have failed the French people, and she seeks to systematically reverse this in the economy. She has even gone as far as to say that globalism and radical Islam work together, and that those two ideologies aim to bring France to its knees. On the European Union, Le Pen has pledged to take France out of the Eurozone, and unless the EU agrees to revert to a loose coalition of nations with neither a single currency nor a border-free area, she hopes to hold a referendum on France's EU membership. And a victory for Le Pen is certain to radically change the European Union, with France being one of its founding members and one of its largest economies. She stated at a rally at the end of March that the European Union will die because the people do not want it anymore. Arrogant and hegemonic empires are destined to perish. While predicting the EU's demise, she was careful to say that she would seek to replace it with another Europe, which she called the Europe of the people, based on a loose cooperative of nations. However, this is also incredibly vague, and the seismic shift this would cause to the European Union would not be an easy process of transition. Opinion polls place Marine Le Pen and Emmanuel Macron as frontrunners, and the most likely to make it through the first round of the French election at the end of April. The second round will take place in the beginning of May, where the two leading parties in the first round will compete head-to-head for the French presidency. Marine Le Pen and Emmanuel Macron are both polling at around 25%, with François Fillon trailing at 17%, followed by leftist candidate Mélenchon with around 14%. Most mainstream analysts agree that Marine Le Pen will likely lose the second round by a large margin, with the idea being that many of Fillon's and Mélenchon's supporters would go towards Macron rather than Marine Le Pen. However, if one thing is certain in 2017, it's that polls have been drastically wrong and the mainstream media bias is more evident than ever. It is likely that Marine Le Pen, at the very least, will do better than many of these analysts predict. And quite possibly, the outcome of the French election could rock Europe and the European Union to its core. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have the French elections coming up at the end of this month, or the first round that is. I'm going to do a few more videos talking about this so we can dig in a little deeper. I'd really like to know what you guys would want to hear about. Peace.